composer John Mackey writes in his foreword to his piece Foundry, quote, "The idea with Foundry was to make a piece that celebrates the fact that percussionists have the ability to make just about anything into an instrument. It won't end up surprising that Foundry for concert band with found percussion, much of it metallic, ends up sounding like a steel factory." Now, this spoke to the uniqueness that I see around me every day at South Dakota Mines. Here at SDM, the students are extremely smart and driven, but they are also creative and deeply fascinated to learn how things are made and how things work. For our performance, I reached out to some of the classes and professional organizations on campus to see if they could help us create our instruments for this piece. My first step was to go to our own South Dakota Mines Foundry, which houses multiple STEAM groups, including blacksmithing, casting, and welding. The highlight of this experience is when the Foundry hosted myself and all of our percussionists to forge our own triangles. None of our current percussionists are metallurgical majors, and so it was a new experience for all of us, learning how to bend and treat metal to produce functional and beautiful sounds. We also had diverse teams design our PVC pipe marimba and our 3D printed wood blocks. They all have a love of art and design. Now, is some of this a bit over the top? Yes it is. But I'm so proud of these student-driven design projects, which helped our whole group think about music in new ways. Similar to the way that continuing to be involved in music and the arts while studying STEM helps students think creatively and innovate new solutions to problems in STEM and problems in our society. Hopefully Mackey would appreciate our version of Foundry, and we hope you enjoy our performance.